ringside desk, I look at my, the guys that I came with, like to say, he ain't boy, I told you. This brother opens the desk, he reaches in, he pulls out, I'm reaching real low. But now I look back at my boy, man, he's gonna give me a big gun. See how far down he's reaching in the desk? And he pulls out a stack of books. And I said, excuse me, brother. You said you were gonna arm me. And he says, excuse me, young brother, I just did.
Hello again. Hello again, I'm Testry. Ladies and gentlemen, people from Korea, people from all around the world, hello. Welcome to SkillzVault. Filip Testry, Mołtowski, I'll be your host today. Guys, we are playing the third qualifications today. Last week, we have Sporta. I think you saw him, you saw his skills. He is a professional player. He was really good, and I hope this week we will have some nice guys too. We did this tournament for you to show yourself to the wider audience, but I see that the level is increasing, and we have guys like Sporta who smashed everyone on his way to the final. Who will win today? Who will eat chicken dinner today? Maybe it's you. I'm sure you already know what SkillzVault is, but I'm sure there are some few new people here, so especially for you, explainer video. Hi there, SkillzVault is finally live. There's an opportunity to find new global esports stars who had not had a chance to show themselves so far or who were simply hiding their presence from the world. Now it is a chance for them to be on everyone's lips. Perhaps this is what we are waiting for. Perhaps it is you who will meet your idol and try to become the best duo partner in global competition between countries. Of which countries we are talking about?
There are 5 countries participating in SkillzVault. Korea. Registration starts on the 9th of August. The finals, in the other hand, will start on the 18th of September. Japan. Registration for this country will start on the 30th of August, and the final part will start on the 10th of October. Vietnam. The qualifiers will start on the 9th of September. Final part will start on the 10th of October. China will start qualifying on the 27th of September, while the finals will take place on the 6th of November. Brazil, which you can sign up for from the 11th of October, while the finals will take place on November.
Both stars are for your disposal, but only if you try you'll be able to find out who you play better with in duo. Represent your country and fight for the SkillzVault champion title and for $6,000 in Bitcoin Vault per region. Will you be the best in your country individually? We will find out in the finals, but if you will win, you will get additional $5,000 in Bitcoin Vault. Don't wait, sign up now. And told you, don't wait, sign up now. These are third qualifiers. So in the next week, in the next Saturday, there is a last chance to play from Korean region. If I were you, if I were in Korea right now, I would definitely sign up and play with us, because this is your last chance. Not only to play, not only to have some money, virtual money, Bitcoin Vault money, but also to meet our stars, very known in Korea, because 트위치와 and Sando TV are here with us on our board and will play in the finals. So, ready to meet them? Sado TV. Hello, I'm Testry and you are watching SkillzVault. Today with me under a hail of questions will be Sado TV from Korea. Now I will ask you a few questions, 6 to be exact. Please answer as honest as possible, okay? So the first question, please tell me, who are you going to be for SkillzVault?
아무래도 팀원들이랑 처음 맞추는 거니까 메인 오더 혹은 서브 오더로 팀을 이끄는 게 가장 좋을 것 같습니다. 혹시 팀에 오더가 있다면 뒤에서 지원해주는 포탑 역할도 나쁘지 않을 것 같고요.
Okay, thank you. So what do you think? Who are you going to face?
다들 아마 잘하시는 분일 거라 생각이 됩니다. 인플루언서 분들도 계시는 만큼 페어플레이 위주로 될 것 같아요.
Okay, so what are you going to focus on during each game?
팀원들이랑 놀다가도 교전할 땐 정말 집중해서 교전에 딱 몰입하는 편입니다.
Sado, what is going to be your role in a team, huh?
SR과 장거리 배울 연사를 좋아하는 편이기 때문에 뒤에서 지원해주는 이 포탑 역할이 가장 자신 있습니다.
Well, I keep my fingers crossed. So, who do you think should participate in the event?
우선 한국인들과 세계 각국의 인플루언서 분들이 참여해 주시면 가장 좋을 듯 싶어요.
According to you, what is SkillzVault?
우선 처음으로 참가하는 글로벌 대회여서 그런지 긴장도 되긴 하지만 한편으론 한국을 대표해서 이런 큰 대회에 참가하는 것 자체가 영광인 것 같습니다. 좋은 자리에 초대해 주셔서 정말 감사합니다.
Okay, Sado TV, thank you very much for the answers. I hope you will smash your opponents on the field. Thank you, and have a nice day. See you soon. Sado TV himself looks not so scary, but don't be fooled. He's very aggressive and determined to win. And now, Tuchiwapuku. today with me is 트위치와 Puku. Hello.
네, 안녕하세요. 반갑습니다.
Okay, so I got a few questions for him so we can know him a little better. So you are streaming from around 8 years. You have your own studio. The question is, would you change anything in your life right now, if you could?
저는 지금 현재 인생에 너무 만족을 하고 있기 때문에 이게 바꾸고 싶은 건 하나도 없고 좀 이대로 그냥 변하지 않고 지냈으면 좋겠습니다. 방송을 좀 꾸준하게 좀 하고 싶기 때문에. 네.
And how would you encourage young people to follow your footsteps?
일단 유튜브를 좀 하고 싶은 분들에게는 좀 조언을 해드릴 건 사실 본인의 좀 가장 컨텐츠를 좀 개발하는 게 좋지 않을까 생각을 합니다. 가장 좀 힘이 될 수 있는 하나의 큰 컨텐츠가 있으면 그걸로 인해서 또 성공하는 케이스가 굉장히 많기 때문에 본인만의 그런 매력을 또 보여줄 수 있는 컨텐츠 개발이 가장 필요할 것으로 생각이 됩니다.
Okay, thank you very much. We've got some tips for life. But now the question is, what are your tips for the players participating in SkillzVault?
일단은 참가하는데 좀 이제 좋은 의미를 좀 가지고 즐거운 게임을 해서 좀 스킬볼즈에 대한 약간 분위기를 좀 만들면 가장 좋을 것 같고요. 함께 사실 최선을 다해서 이기던 지던 결과를 좀 따지기보다는 좀 이런 거에 좀 의미를 좀 크게 가졌으면 좋겠다는 마음이 좀 듭니다. 그리고 잘 준비한 만큼 잘 마무리했으면 좋겠습니다.
Of course, the atmosphere is very, very important according to skill and luck. And I wish you good luck on the field. Thank you very much. 트위치와 Puku was our guest. Thank you very much again and see you. See you on the field. Tuchin Puku is waiting for you, so remember to sign up www.skillzvault.gg. This is the address. You should go now and sign up. And now we are going to, but we are not moving from here, but we are going to see our casters. Hello, Sandstorm and Professor Tarzan. Are you with me?
Hello. Good morning.
Hello, hello guys. Question for both of you. How are you today?
Fantastic. And honestly, very excited for today's games.
And you, Tarzan?
For me, right? I'm doing good. I think it's always nice because over here we're kind of in the morning. It's a bit different, right? Sandstorm, like to do it in the morning. It's like people who are, should I say disciplined? It's weird to say that because they're over in Korea. But you know, some people are not morning person, morning people. And to have something early is actually a little bit of a challenge for some people.
Yeah, today was
okay,
a
but you
challenge.
are okay. Yeah, but you are prepared. Yeah, you are ready. What do you expect from today's games? What do you expect, Sandstorm, for today's games?
Well, from what we've seen last week, honestly, I'm not sure what we can expect. We saw Sporta, like you mentioned him before, and he was just driving around, completely destroying everyone. That's basically what happened with us in the second qualifiers. So I want to see, are we going to be seeing someone of his caliber as well throughout today's games, or might we see a little bit more balance between some of the players? Maybe see a little bit more fights coming up from, I guess, everyone in the game rather than just having the Terminator in the lobby.
And Tarzan, what do you think? What will happen today? Can we see another Sporta or maybe 2, 3, 4 professional players, other professional players?
You know what? If I have to choose, I'm going to say yes. Because I want to see it. I want to see more professional players. You know what else I want to see? I know it may make me sound like a bad person, but I want someone to punish these, pro players if they make some bad mistakes, right? So, for example, if they do something disrespectful, if they do something too blunt, I want someone to teach them why they shouldn't do that. And as a pro player, you need to know what's okay and what's not. Of course, this is solo mode.
You look very patient, but I see that you want to see blood. You know, you want to see aggression on the map, and there are lots of aggression because of
I wore a
these,
red shirt because
pointing.
of that, because you don't get to see the blood then.
Okay. Last week I had, I think, a red suit, but now it's green, so you can see everything. Guys, so we are waiting for another Sporta. I'm talking much about, you know, signing to our tournament, because week after week we have more players. But what you, Sandstorm, say to all people watching, to, you know, thinking, oh, maybe it's not for me, maybe not today, maybe in the next week. What you say to them?
I guess it depends. If you're looking to start, let's say, give it a try, joining the, let's say, the world of esports, the world of PUBG Mobile, this would be a great start. You get to see what your individual skill level is going to be like compared to some of the people in your country, considering that we have qualifiers for, what, 4 or 5 different countries presented by SkillzVault. So you have a lot of opportunities. And the fact that there's a couple of qualifiers, it gets you into that competitive mindset. And that's what I'm waiting to see. It's like, if you want to try that, give it a shot, see if it is for you or not, this would be the place to be. And you get a prize at the end of it. So like, it's all win. I don't see any negatives, any cons on this side. So give it a shot, compete in the games, and see what you can do. And who knows? Maybe you might be the next, I guess, Sporta. You might be the next pro player of your country. Let's see. Show us what you got.
Show us what you got. Thank you so much. We'll be back to you in a minute. Thank you very much, guys. Now it's time for cryptocurrency, because, as you know, Bitcoin Vault is a cryptocurrency, and you can buy it online. You can visit Bitcoin Vault. That's global. You can, you know, search this cryptocurrency. Nowadays, it is very important, you know, to know stuff, what is happening to the world, because, you know, the money is on the street. Actually, the money is on the street. You need to just grab it. The money is on the table. Maybe it's better to say that the money is on the table. So now we are talking about crypto, and here's our expert who will explain you everything.
NFT stands for non-fungible token. It means that it's one token which is unique. It represents the uniqueness. There's only one. With SkillzVault project, we are launching a series of NFTs related to games, influencers, and competitors that will represent certain figures, certain personas, as well as the teams. So stay tuned for NFT series related to SkillzVault.
Yeah, so this was our expert. Also, he was talking about NFT. I'm very interested in this topic, and I think I will buy my first ENT soon. People are earning so much money on it, selling like Twitter posts. You need to Google it. You need to hear out expert. All go to skillzvault.gg or bitcoinvault.global to know more about this topic. And I'm sure you know almost everything about PUBG Mobile because you're watching this. You're ready to watch some good games. But this is a video explaining everything about our games, our pointing system, and what is going on here. Please. Hi there. SkillzVault is finally live. There's an opportunity to find new global esports stars who had not had a chance to show themselves so far, or who are simply hiding their presence from the world. Now it is a chance for them to be on everyone's lips. If you are from Korea and your unfulfilled dream is to play alongside a star and become a professional esports player, there's only one way you can make it happen: SkillzVault. But how can you participate in it? It's very, very easy. You enter the specially prepared SkillzVault website, which you will find at the address skillvault.gg. Then you will find the sign up tab. There you will be able to see the option to sign up for one of the 4 qualifying tournaments. Thanks to that, you will join the stars who are waiting for you in the match stage of the tournament. And which stars we are talking about?
Tuchiwa is the first Korean player with whom you can create the best duo in your fight for the global SkillzVault champion. Sadu TV is the second Korean representative waiting for you. Remember to sign up as soon as possible.
Okay, so remember that there are 4 qualifying rounds. So even if you can't sign up for the first one, we'll accept you on the second with open arms. So if you are ready to become the best, it is worth knowing how and what you will fight for. In each country, the tournament was divided into 3 stages. The first is the qualifying phase, the second is the match phase, and the third is the final. Together with the stars, you will take part in 2 of them, gaining both individual points and those that will add up to the global SkillzVault ranking. If you are the best in your country, a big share of the $6,000 prize pool in Bitcoin Vault awaits you. But that's not all. If your country turns out to be the best among all participants, you will receive a whopping $5,000 in Bitcoin Vault prize and the SkillzVault champion title, as well as eternal respect and a chance to be noticed by headhunters looking for players. If this sounds like an opportunity to you, don't waste it. Sign up now. We are back in the studio, but we are jumping to our casters. Hello again. We will start a game in a minute, so let's talk with our casters in a minute. So I think in 8 maybe minutes we'll start the game, but I want to talk with you a little because I'm very happy that I have both of you in our studio. I enjoy talking to you very much. So we were talking about different countries participating in SkillzVault, but I want to ask you about this again. Who do you think will win? Because sometimes people are saying Korea is the top in the world of esports, but we have different countries here, strong countries in mobile games. So I will ask you again, please, Sandstorm, be first to answer. Who do you think will win and why?
Well, yeah, like Korea is one of the staple regions when it comes to just esports in general. But when I look at PUBG Mobile specifically, you can never count out the Chinese region. If you want to speak realistically in terms of pure talent, they technically have some of the best players in the world, if not the best player in the world in Paraboy, for example. In the most recent tournaments, for example, I was looking at the stats in like day 1, day 2. He had the most kills, most assists, most everything basically. So I'm leaning towards China, honestly. I think that they're the ones that might be coming out on top in the finals, but that's not to count out every other region. That's just my prediction, but I'm looking forward to see what the other regions come up with in the next couple of weeks as well.
Tarzan, and you, what do you think? You were saying also Brazil, if I remember it correctly.
I'm going to stay with Brazil, right? And you know what? Like, first off, you're making me do something unscientific, and I don't like it. I don't have data, but that's kind of a different statement. I'm joking, right? Okay, you know why? Because Brazil's actually producing quite a lot of talent, right? And I think from where, you know, it's just in the culture. I don't think they are scared to try. I think they treasure the platform maybe quite a lot, you know, in showing themselves, you know, somewhere. And I think when it comes to having a prize related to cryptocurrency as well, they'll be like, oh, that must be really cool. Let's go into it. I mean, I'm from, I've got an Asian background, you know, when something's quite new and you're not quite sure, it's not the traditional way, you're like, yeah, even if I win it, I'm not sure, you know, whether it's good for me. Like, do I know enough about it? Is this dangerous? It's a lot of so-called thoughts. I'm not saying that it is, but, you know, the cultural side of things really change all of that. So that's number one. And very shortly, number two, I think we've got a lot of good players in maybe Korea or in China who's already too busy, you know, to play certain ways to be the next power boy and all that, and suddenly like these such good opportunities maybe just bypass in front of them without them knowing. So you know what, that's my reason. Somewhat scientific, I guess.
Okay, that's very interesting point of view. Yeah, because when we look about on the stats in esports, yeah, I see here Sandstorm point of view, but now, of course, yeah, they are very busy. They are very busy. They have many titles, and they you know, focusing on the games. They have stars in, for example, League of Legends, and maybe people are following them. PUBG Mobile is something new for them, but I hope we'll see really good matches from every single country. Today, the third date of Korea, the third qualifiers, and on the first, you know, it was just the beginning, few steps. The second one, oh, there was some really good players. Now I think we'll have 3 or 4 professional gamers here. I bet that. I think they will be. And I'm happy to watch you. I'm leaving you right now. We are starting the game in 5 minutes. It is a time for you. It is a time for you. Thank you, and see you after the game.
See you. All right, well, first game, Tarzan. First game going to be starting in a few minutes. Honestly, I'm very excited. I'm kind of looking forward to the third qualifier. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing, are we going to be seeing someone like Sporta? Are we going to be seeing a little bit more passive play from these guys? Because you remember last week. You remember what Sporta was doing. He was basically going like compound to compound. He was a man on a mission. He knew what he was doing at that point. And he was just destroying everyone. He had a lot of kills. So that's something that I guess we can touch on. The fact that we've had an insane amount of points gathered by one player throughout last week's qualifiers. I believe he reached over 1,000 points as well. Compared to everyone else, he had like a 500-point gap between him and second place. So it was, I guess the difference was just kind of staggering. I want to look at the other players that we have coming in. And do you think that we might actually see players from last week's qualifiers join us this week?
You know what? Yes. But we won't entirely know if that happens because we haven't boosted our language skills. That's number one. And two, they may wear a different outfit to change their luck because we've made this a thing now, right? Like what you wear, you know, that's kind of your identity at the same time. But you know what? We didn't go over. But when it comes to that, I think like what I like to do as an analyst and caster as well, to just look at raw skill, that particular decision in that particular moment, those are extremely important. So when I got asked what to expect, you know what, like by all means surprise me, you know, something that I haven't seen before, drops, you know, strategies, even loadout. You know, we've got a particular meta in pro play, we both quite used to that, you know, in PUBG Mobile, you know, Club Open and Pro League, we've seen a little bit of a SMG plus AR loadout, and sometimes a double AR loadout would be the preference. We talked about both action snipers. I want to see more because it's extremely punishing for whoever's like forgetting about keeping their feet a little bit more active.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you because, but when it comes to the loadouts though, considering we are going to be, you know, of course, this is going to be solos compared to like what we're used to in the PUBG Mobile esports scene. I think you have to have a like I guess a sniper AR setup, or like at least an AR with, you know, use it for mid range and have an SMG for close range. But I feel like you definitely need a sniper because, you know, you can always get that lucky headshot. You can always get that like instant kill. There's no need for a knock. There's no need to finish the kill. You already got the point. You get the points rather for every single one of those kills. So I want to see a little bit more sniper action from the teams or from the players, considering we are going to be playing on Erangel and Miramar in our games for today. So Miramar, 100%, I'm expecting like at least half the lobby, if not even more, to actually have the snipers at the moment. But looking towards the rest, I kind of want to see like, are they going to be focusing a little bit more on, are we going to be seeing like M4s, AKs, or are we going to be seeing maybe a couple of UMPs maybe? Like I've seen that being a little bit prevalent in the esports, I guess in the esports tournaments these days. So I want to see if these guys are caught up, or are we going to be seeing like their own style in today's games?
You know what, though? I think talking about loadout is great, and definitely seeing the MP a lot more because of the buff coming through. It's kind of just following the patch from Peace Elite, which is what we are going to see for the Chinese regions, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. So that is some homework for us to do as well. That is going to be quite interesting. And talking about that loadout, yes, UMP will see a lot of that. And I think one reason why we should see more snipers is just the very high rate for you to not just get, it is a straight up kill. You know, sometimes when you have very good sprays with an AR long range, you need to take the knock and then you need to complete the kill. Or when you have a double spray weapon, you have to do a 1v2, 1v3, right? But now it's almost always 1v1. If there's like the occasional situation where you third party and you want to kill both within one clip, that's a different scenario, but it becomes very, very I shouldn't say very rare, but it would be relatively more rare compared to squad mode. Like, whereas in squads, you need to kind of expect that to happen all the time. That's why people just go spray weapon. So, you know what? Boaty all the way for me, and I want to see new stuff as well. And maybe a Mosin. I don't know, like anything, any Boaty.
I mean, look, we're definitely gonna be seeing a couple of M249s. I'm gonna say that just for. I mean, look, if you can get the extended mag, you'll have 150 rounds. You can not reload for the entire game and still get to kill everyone. If you're being efficient with your bullets, yeah, you can literally just use one clip. Works, and you never have to reload. So like that, there's no stress about reloading. And obviously, we know with M249, it takes forever. So just don't do it.
You know what? Like, instead of making that a challenge, I think people would be like when I do. I shouldn't assume that's the case for other people. I'm so used to doing a bit of a spray, and I'm going for the reload anyway, and then realize you're only 10 bullets down. They've got 140 still for this, kind of change. M249. I think we can still say that because it's still relatively new. It's definitely not as OP as before. Now that it's not a drop weapon. With the increased max size, you still have a lowered, should I say, a buffed max size, but a nerfed firing rate, right? Rate of fire, I should say. So that actually changes it quite a bit. So I don't know how I feel about it. I see these players opting out for it now, in a way, but I want to see what they do today.
I guess like it does have its perks. It can be used in like multiple scenarios. Like when I'm thinking, for example, in a team kind of environment, you could see like the guy with the M249 just suppressing multiple players of the on the opposite side. Let's say if you're going for a flank or if you want to give some covered fire, M249 is literally the best weapon to do that. You just spray. That's it. No one's going to try and peek and actually go for the fight. That you might have a sniper going after you. That's the only thing that you'd have to be careful of. But other than that, yeah, I see that as one of its main uses and maybe just giving it to the support role of your team. But looking at those solo players, if you're just out for blood, go for the M249, give me a sniper, and then we'll give you the time of your life. Just show me what you got when it comes to those games. I want to see the next best player come through those qualifiers and see us in the finals as well. There's a lot of prizes on the line, so don't miss out on these lovely opportunities brought to you guys by SkillzVault. So looking forward to it, guys. Don't forget, this is the third qualifier. We still have one more. So
I've got one more. No, it's fine. Like I think I feel that too. Is the thought that someone could start here? That is very exciting to me. I think. Honestly, I never really thought about it that way. Sometimes people are just in different ecosystems within the game, but you can never say that. Like I've started to do something different to the usual, squads, pro play, like casting, and you see a lot of decent talent there, and sometimes pro player coming in to realize is more than that, and that exposure is actually great. Like it just stimulates your brain to think in a different way. It doesn't have to change the way that you play pro play, but it can inspire you to do new things, and we are lacking a little bit of that. Like to be fair, even when I speak to certain pro players who are thinking about leaving the scene or whatnot, it's about whether things are still exciting for them, right? Whether it's about just changing, what's the gun that people play in this meta, following patch notes. How about really revolutionary ways? And I think an event like this is great. For people to think about that.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, there's nothing wrong with getting some extra practice. It's just, I guess it puts you in the competitive mindset when you're participating in qualifiers, when you're participating in a tournament, and you just need to kind of get used to it. Because, when you get to, let's say, official PUBG Mobile tournaments or any official tournament, really, that you need to kind of get used to the pressure of having a live audience, maybe having a broadcast. You got casters talking over your gameplay, so you are being watched when you're playing and participating in those tournaments. And some people would need some time to actually get used to that, and that pressure can actually affect how they're playing. It can affect their thought process. It's like, okay, everyone's watching what's happening. Okay, what do I throw? A smoke? Do I throw an egg? They start overthinking, and they just dig themselves a hole deeper and deeper, and then next thing you know, they get a headshot from a person right next to them, and right next to them, they didn't even see them. But that's the thing. Take this opportunity, try to get used to the pressure, try to get used to participating in those tournaments in the competitive atmosphere, and it'll make it easier for you in the long run if that's something that you even want to do. If not, it's still a lovely experiment. It's still a lovely little trial and something for you to do, I guess. And just try something new at the end of the day.
There's no harm, right? I think that's the thing. People thought that a lot on the line. Change an outfit, change a name, and come back next week. People don't. There's so many things. For whoever's watching, that somehow resonates with this. Sometimes people are so worried about themselves that they don't really care about you. Everyone's worried about themselves and how they look. I'm the same. And sometimes when you happen to go out of your way to think that someone looks a little bit stupid and all that, is because that person didn't feel enough within themselves. They need to get it by saying something about someone else. So if it's someone like that makes you feel bad, maybe other than maybe family, they are not people who matter to you. If they care, they don't matter. If they matter, they don't care about these things. And you're behind a character, so that is a great experience. Just try everything, right? Playing under some so-called pressure, sometimes from how you feel during participating in something like this, that really doesn't really have a trade-off other than your time. Don't skip an exam for this, I guess. And other than that, be our guest. That is a great way to connect as well. And you know what, we're no jokes here. We've got the privilege, and we're lucky enough, both Sandstorm and myself, we can tell that we're very grateful for our journey to be found, to have the opportunity. But we also happen to now have a little bit of weight. So if your name actually, you're so bloody good that we remember you, it actually in a way help. We want to see you grow in different scenes, different tournaments, and make a name for yourselves.
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we are going to be jumping in the first game of the day. This is the third qualifier for the SkillzVault Korean tournament. Let's have a look and see. We have 17 people on the plane, and oh god. Okay, I already see the symbol of the M249. Okay, guys, you're supposed to loot when you get off the plane, not where you're on the plane. That's cheating. Okay, I don't want to see that. So, and also, don't shoot the pilot. You thank him. Okay, he's done a great job. He's given you, honestly, a pretty great plane path. You got it coming in from the western side, from Milta Power, and it's going to be crossing over the middle of the map, so it gives you the opportunity to drop to so many different locations, and that's just going to give you the opportunity to rotate, get into the zone without any issues. I want to see what are the drop locations for these guys going to be. Are we going to be seeing maybe a Pachinki, a couple of farm drops? Let's have a look.
You know what? 5207 is already making the first small bit of mistake. Why am I like this, Sandstorm? Man, look, we've lost someone to the DBS already. But you know what? When I call so-called mistake is when this player haven't looked left or right. That's what you need to do with the I button. He just noticed someone's on his left. You know what? These 30 point per kill point system, you really want to use that I button early on, especially when you're so confident. You see someone, they look a little bit noob with the parachute, and I'm going to drop on you and take you early, right? And so that's something that you can do. So very early on, the I button usage is extremely and equally important. But old schoolboy coming into Rozhok, very close to school. Maybe he can head over there. We've seen the first kill today in our third qualifier being the DBS kill already. So schoolboy rocking a DBS and Uzi loadout, very, very strong close range. Like Uzi for the longest time, it was one of the most preferred SMG Sandstorm. Like before we got the buffed Tommy gun that you can put an optic on. You know, other than that, you know, like Uzi was my old favorite. You know, when I was still playing as a player, when I still play scrims, you know, where I start to know the scene. That's my old love right there.
Oh no! Honestly, when I'm looking at okay, 1 second. I'm looking at old schoolboy's loadout here. What are we thinking of the DBS and micro Uzi? That's a lot of close range. I'll tell you that. You will need something a little bit for the mid range, maybe something for the long range. I don't think either of them are gonna work. Let's have a look over here. Okay, I'm loving the movement, loving the peeking, loving the checking the corners, checking the angles. We got a Scar, level 2 vest, level 1 helmet, not too bad. Okay, did he have a Scar or did he pick up another one?
I think, I mean, every bullet count, like this is another one, another Scar. But you know what? Like, it's actually very interesting to see just how players move. But you know what? Let's hold that thought because the micro Uzi will be put to use around Roz, our old schoolboy wants to win this one and move into maybe the actual school area, which is once again my old love. Man, like that area when people say, oh, it's hot drop season 1, like when all these early content creators say you should hot drop and just test, you know, train for your skills. I think they're right. I think they're completely right. Like, and now that I think of that, I think it could be borderline wrong. I'm joking. That practice can come. I tell you what, because I've got season 1 outfit Sandstorm. That's really rare right now. You know, like I've heard from people that, oh, that is crazy. And you know what? Like I stopped playing for a while, and I feel extremely guilty. So I'm now back, you know, to show like what it can do, like for you when you start to play it from the start. Excuse me, that is some crazy maneuver. Like that is new. That is extremely new to the point that I don't think it would be seen in pro play. You know, and maybe a little bit stuck. You know, maybe mom walked into the room and I need to prone and wait, either not make any sound. Definitely not working out for that player as we have the kings of Rozhok being old schoolboy. And you know what? It's old school. Extremely. Because that's kind of how I looked like when I started playing the game. When I started back then.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think we all remembered like when the first couple of games. I still remember like the first. I'll tell you this: like the first chicken dinner I ever got playing the game. Like I can tell you the weapons I used, the people I was playing with, exactly where I was. I'm talking like the mount, I guess the high ground area south of shooting range, and the last 2 kills I got were with the SKS. I don't know why. I still remember that because like it was literally the first chicken dinner I ever got playing the game, and I just enjoyed it. After that, I was just addicted to the game. And this is the beauty of I guess PUBG and PUBG Mobile rather. Is every game is always going to be unique.
Yes, extremely. And you know what? I feel like I've started playing the game a little bit late. I've got some friends who got to maybe platinum or something already and stopped playing. That's when I started. So I feel like I feel some sadness when I talk about my first chicken dinner was myself with randoms. They all died, and I probably killed a bot towards the end. That's the early games. So that's, you know what, like there's nothing to be ashamed of. It's just kind of the level, how should I say, the balancing system of the game. But we like, let's talk about this player. Player 10, number 10, I think he is a good player. We look at movements, we look at the efficiency in looting, right? So it doesn't take you a lot of time. There's some basics where you need to, like that one, when you pull the pin on the utility and then cancel it, it can bait some movements out. So that is one of the very important ways when we talk about movement manipulation on the enemies. I love that term so much. Even in squad plays, you see some of these players who like to play entry fragging and all that stuff, using that as a very key technique to give the openings or the angles, you know, and that is an angle that you found, not what you plan to get with that pin pull, but that will be the quick flip. Almost missed the spray, I should say. You know what? It's so rare, you know, sometimes for you to know that I've seen an enemy in the low number lobby, when you see it, you just sweat a little bit, but got that kill anyway, and will reign over Milter.
Yeah, very well played. Down to 13 players, only 7 minutes into the game, and I'm not gonna lie, the zone that I'm seeing, it's actually one of my favorite ones to see. When I guess when you have the military island involved in the first zone. Oh, wait a minute, Jordan! We do have someone who returned. The only person whose name we can actually, I guess, remember from last week's qualifiers. I mean, the other people I remember, you had Azume Gaming, Jordan, and Sporta. Those were the names that we remember, really, I guess, from last week. Yeah, those are the ones that kind of stuck with us because, you had Jordan. He had a really good second game. He came out with a couple of kills. Sporta just came out with 14 kills across both games. So he was just dominating nonstop. So let's have a look and see what Jordan's going to be able to do here. Will he be able to take out Old School Boy? Or are we going to be seeing both of them in the fourth qualifier?
Jordan 100 is now his name. Like, I'm just going to name him. You know what? The joke here, right? We just call him Jordan. And I think it might be, I know it's so early because I haven't seen the other players yet, but it may be between Jordan and number 10. Because we saw number 10 earlier. Yes, not the best spray, but in the small, movements and mechanics is coming through in that muscle memory. And Jordan is a force to be reckoned with as well. I really remember how he used the AWM, but he didn't really aim for the body. And he got a headshot in Saint Martin last week on the moving target, right? So that you don't get that all the time, right? And so that is great to do that on stage. It could be luck, but the confidence to take that shot was amazing.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. Like that's again, it kind of focuses on what this tournament is all about. Just trying it out, giving it a shot, seeing what you can do. And plus, here's the thing. This also happens, I believe, even when you're playing like solo games or whatever, you always try to go for let's say if someone's still dropping from the plane or you got a car crossing a bridge, you're always gonna try and take that shot, and then you're always gonna be surprised. Wait, I actually got them. I actually hit them. Well, at least that's what happens with me. I'm terrible at games, though. That's why I talk about it.
Hey, it doesn't always apply. You know what? I need to play some games sometimes. But not just to protect myself from that statement, really. But I think we just need to, we enjoy it. After all, guys, I think that is the thing as well. Like, if we ever make some statements that you didn't quite like, take it with a grain of salt. With the spectator view, we it's not perfect, and we didn't exactly know what's going through your head. We can just kind of make an educated guess, okay? But after all, we've got the privilege to see a lot of pro play, so we do have a little bit of idea how to distinguish between some smart plays or something that's not as efficient, should we say. And Jordan here, we talked about vehicles again and again, right? I've talked about it the past 2 weeks. It's extremely important. It makes it so much less punishing to do rotations, even if you pick not the best spot, right? And right here, 5207 is doing something that I consider very smart against a player like Jordan. Jordan would say, I would go for every airdrop. We've seen him all this time, and I can believe that he can see that drop happening 2 km away, and he'll still be going for it.
I mean, when you look at drops, especially I guess in a tournament like this, especially I guess when you look at the number of players that are participating, it's always a good shout to actually go for the drop. You're rarely going to be running into someone else who will, and even the odds are of you running into someone are very, very low. And if you do, it's just going to be a quick 1v1. So at least check your corners, make sure no one's around, and still go for it, because you might get lucky, you might get an AWM, and we know how much value an AWM has in a solo tournament. It doesn't matter what helmet you have. Other players might think, I have a level 3 helmet. No one's going to be going for the drop. But let's have a look at Jordan. You got Schoolboy trying to make a run for it. Jordan's still trying to spray him down. Not able to do a lot of damage to Schoolboy himself, but maybe the car is sustaining quite a bit of those bullets. Let's have a look at Schoolboy. Will be taking the 1v1, gets out of the car, and he wants to have his revenge. On Jordan here, let's see him having a peek. Okay, nice trade from both. Kind of an equal trade. I think it might actually be in the favor of old schoolboy by the tiniest of margins. Let's have a look and see if he's going to be able to finish him off, though.
I feel like this could be the type of fight between two players who could appear in the final zone, right? So this is going to be a bit close because Jordan, we've absolutely seen his skill before, but old schoolboy also with the mechanics coming through. And you know what? Talking about the old days, Sandstone, the Mini 14, one of the crowd's favorite, and I love it. I feel like the way that if I go back and look, if I've got any clips of how I played the Mini 14 back then, I would laugh so much because I've seen the speed of tap, the way that people can tap it now, and the way that I can do it now is a crazy DMR if you can get the control. But right now, this fight is a little bit. I think car sprays are different, like in solo, right? Like you need to go for the head. Like the multiplier is so rewarding. Like before, you can say, "Hey, there's a few in that car. Let's blow the car up instead. That's more guaranteed." Oh, Schoolboy did not expect that rotation. It's going to be Jordan, and he missed the opportunity.
Oh, you do not want to be missing those. Not when you mentioned before, Tarzan, that every kill is 30 points. And now Schoolboy, once again, just going to be repositioning himself. And he does have the PP Bison and that close range. Ooh, that is going to deal quite a lot of damage. Let's see what's going to happen between him and Jordan. Oh, yeah. Like, here's the thing. Another weapon. I think so. Is it actually 52 or is it... It is 52 bullets per clip. Or is it a little bit more? I think 53.
I think it's 53. And you know what? Yeah. I love smacking someone with the PP. That sounds... Okay, that sounds
PP
wrong.
Bison, PP Bison,
PP Bison,
PP Bison.
Because in the head, because they are, so good. Like their recoil is extremely low for an SMG. The damage fall off isn't as crazy as the Vector, and you can put a 3, 4 times, 6 times on it, and you can still do so much work. But you know what? I love what Jordan's trying to do so far, right? He's parked on the side. He wants to clear some main compounds. He would do a rotation on foot so people can't really, catch him. And he was looking for that, escape strategy to be choked off for the side of Schoolboy, right? So he's trying to say, you know what? I dare you to get into your car. And that's for him to stay stealthy from rotation on foot. That was great. And another good thinking here, I think he's going for a bit of a decoy, a fake smoke to say, I'm right here. When people think, oh, if he smokes there, he's probably there to get out. But it's not the case. Jordan, with a lot of good thinking, need to really execute it this time around with these big brain maneuvers.
Let's see just how big brain these maneuvers are going to be. And, well, I believe the game is going to be coming down a little bit in the current time. We're halfway through, Tarzan. 15 minutes have passed. Schoolboy deciding that, he wants to at least play for position. Or he's literally just playing around with Jordan. Because, we've seen this before. Yes. Tarzan. But the one problem here is that now Jordan is starting to see another person. And this could cause a problem. I don't think you can actually take fights on both sides of this building specifically just because you can't give yourself cover from both at the same time. You either have to be fighting one or the other or both, and that's not going to be beneficial for you at all. But Jordan still able to keep it. I guess he's still going. He's making it work at this time.
I think it is really tricky to play around apartment, especially on the roof. Like you need to have some good split around it because one of the weak side would be from the hills, from the south, and that is a very typical spot, right? So like it's so scary to the point that like someone can enter that area. If you don't keep your eyes on it, it's so far that you can't hear it. And the next thing it would be shots on your head. But we love to see Aramis coming into the mix because you know what, we love some of these punishment that we talk about when it comes to not keeping a 360 view of your surrounding, reassessing like all the environment, as well as not having a vehicle maybe. So the M416 and mini loadout will be the choice for TSK Ramis, and I think is a very decent kind of bit old school choice right here as well. But some different maneuvers coming through, running into the wall, but keep moving. You know what? I feel like my character can't do that. I don't know why.
Wait, what can your character do exactly?
Running into the wall with my
Okay.
legs still moving. I feel like my character would just stop. Am I getting outclassed here, Sandstorm? You know, like sometimes I see, like, you know, when you cast, you see some of these players running into hay bale, but their legs keep moving. I can't do that. I'm too old for that. My legs would give up when I know that I'm not getting any progression. Right? Is it just a visual bug? I don't know. That's something that we really want to know. But this,
I mean,
I think we've got this player.
maybe. I think, yeah, YouTube. I believe that we've had them before in the last week's qualifiers. Let's see what they're going to be able to do here. Ooh, General doesn't know what's going to hit him. You got the first shot of the SKS, but he needs to land a couple more. And General, he's not going to be a sitting duck. He will be able to get into cover and gives him an opportunity to heal up. But let's see where that third zone is going to be. 2.5 minutes on the clock for it now. And General still going to be feeling a little bit pressured here. And considering the fact that he doesn't have a vehicle, the only way I see him making it out is maybe a couple of smokes and YouTube messing up his shots. Oh, well,
Ooh,
the saga of Jordan and Schoolboy has ended, I believe.
yes. You know what, guys? It's just these. We want to talk about one skill as well, right? But I think this seems to be an extremely close fight. Like, they want to make that movement. Schoolboy wants to come in as well, spray the sight of Jordan down, but Jordan finished him with a nade, actually. So that kill feed awareness is the skill that we're talking about. It's extremely important if you want to stay in the scene as a caster as well, but as a player, also extremely important. I can't say that enough. You know, sometimes even in pro play, when they're so tunneled of what's in front of them, but what's in front of us is going to be YouTube trying his second round with the SKS. Like, I feel like he missed an opportunity. You know, the DMR line onto, you know, a player onto their head, extremely strong. But right now, when they're stuck behind cover, there's a very proactive way to do this, I feel like, without risking too much.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, General, right now, it's very difficult. It is very, very difficult for him to get out of that situation, especially with the fact that if you look at the other teams that we have or the other players that we have coming in, you got TSK from the northern side. If he hears all the shooting, if he hears all this action, he might be able to just steal the kill away from General. And like we mentioned before, 30 points per kill. Looks like Jordan this time, he's starting off his first game of the day with a couple of kills, a couple of points. He only got lucky last week with a couple of kills in the second game, so it's a different start for him this time around. I want to see if he's going to be able to continue with that same progression, or is there going to be any new challengers in the game here?
You know what? Like, I feel like people are missing out on so much because I've done a little bit of research as well. I look at Duchi Wabuku as well as Sadu TV. They are great, you know, streamers. You know, really built themselves when it comes to character, you know, a platform, and you just need to, you know, really have the guts to show up. And there's actually a very decent chance they can play with these people, and exposing yourself to the right people is so important, as well as knowing how to peak. That is a little bit scary, and the players could use, you know, their map knowledge and say, you know what, this bush will be my holy grail. And you can see YouTube still extremely tunnel on this. And with those, just look at the top right on that mini map there, ladies and gentlemen. This continuous shooting has, you know, brought in a lot of attention, and we have a potential finish around Pochinki, and I cannot believe that. And this play being pinched behind this, and General X should be the name, would just, you know, kill whoever comes in to see what's going on in these, like, Pochinki fields.
Pochinki fields might be where the game ends, Tarzan, as the third zone is closing in slowly but surely. Jordan looking for his third kill, trying his luck through the smoke. I think he already managed to destroy the car. Okay, it's still smoking. There it goes. And that means that player number 10 will not be able to escape either. He will have to face the music or face Jordan at this point. But the smoke will be giving him just a couple more moments until he has to go for that fight.
you know what? Like, I want to be strict. I want to educate. I think Jordan was slow on the car rotation. Just know the 140-ish meters of car rendering distance. You blow up the car, the escape strategy is gone. You go for a rotation out of the distance where people can really detect, and just go for an off angle. Like, that should happen very, very quickly. But he thought about it a little bit. But you know what? Like, this player right here, we talked about him. Like, he's got 2 kills already, and he's no one to mess with. Like, he has those mechanics. Even from looting phase, we believe that his movements are smooth, and that is a good indicator of his skill level. But without a car right here, maybe a bit harder, but he does have those level 3 gear though, and you can see the level of lobby is actually there. You know, one sign to show that is a decently damaged level 3 helmet. Not a lot, but damage. So some of those headshots been landing by some of these other players.
Oh yeah. Let's have a look at number 10. He will be coming up from behind YouTube at the moment, Tarzan. He was pressured by Jordan on the high ground, but not going to be feeling any of that pressure anymore. And now YouTube will have to be a little bit more careful with his timing when he decides to go for a shot, because talking about the 4th zone here, so quite possibly all players are within hearing range of any shots. And now, yeah, I think already player number 10 knows exactly what's going on. He has, I think he's going to have a nade at the ready. Might go for a, let's say, an attempt on YouTube's life here. First nade coming in, no damage. Good choice for YouTube to be hiding in the bathroom. And now he knows that he will be invaded in a couple of seconds. You see, if you had the option to just get in the bathtub, that would give you the best protection. But number 10, beautiful repositioning here, trying to get that nade one more time. Manages to work out for him. And now, General doesn't know that, or does he know that the player that was trying to kill him is now officially 6 feet under, and that gives him the opportunity to peek, and he might just be able to move away from this rock and into the zone, or not. I thought he was
going to be so tricky.
Yeah, of course it is in that open area.
The thing is, I feel like there's a little bit of thing that doesn't make sense in my head. Like, player 10, like number 10 is so good when it comes to small maneuvers, but he doesn't really have a car. Like, in my head, a low priority to cars is a very bad thing in pro play. In solo, it may be different, but I feel like there's a balance right there. Right? Like, for example, for this circle, now that both players, you know, 360 General X and as well as number 10 has shown their presence around the Pachinki fields, and now that both of them don't have a car, it's going to be quite awkward. Like, it was really, really weird run and gun in some pieces of area, should I say, in some area that we don't really expect it to be.
Oh, now I believe player number 10 under a lot of pressure will get caught out in the open, but he manages to get the return kill. Now General might just be able to steal that one away with the UMP. Well played. And that is the easiest 30 points he has been able to get in the tournament so far. 2 kills, 60 points, 6 players left alive. Tarzan, well, make that 5 as the zone is starting to claim a couple of lives on its own as well there.
Yep.
Looking at the couple of players that are left. That's the problem.
You know, the blue zone, man. Like, it's like you keep running around, but what for? Yes, you stay somewhat silent, but you know, you can't out damage it. Like, and with Pachinki in the middle, if someone's just found some of these buildings on the outskirts that can overlook all of those fields, you can't really, you know, not get punished by a decent player. We want to crown someone who's worthy for that. So, you know what? Sometimes one mistake's enough for you to learn a lesson, and that simple, like that soul lesson, that one lesson can really help you so much. And with what we've seen by player 10 from those really pinpoint nades, and knowing where people can hide, so those predictions and IQ and mechanics coming through, just get a bloody car, mate, and you just win the second game, and we may see you in the finals, right?
Oh yeah, when you're looking at the finals, I'm looking at all these I guess all these qualifiers individually. I'm looking at, I guess, the performance of every single player. For example, Jordan, yes, this is the second time that we've seen him in the qualifiers, right? I want to see, like, for example, is his performance going to be better than last week's? So far, it has been, considering that he started off getting a couple of kills in the first game of the day. In the second game, I believe that's when he kind of popped off in last week's qualifiers. This time, he doesn't want to leave it to chance. He doesn't want to leave it to the last game. We are down to the last 5 players now going into the 27th minute of the game, and the zone will start closing shortly. Yeah, I believe you have one player on the northern side of the zone trying to play, I guess, on the outskirts of Pachinki. Doesn't really want to go into the city itself. Then you have Jordan held up on one of the roofs, so he will be able to actually get a lot of information, scout out a lot of players. Walidos, I believe, also on the southern edge of the map. And here is the final player just coming in. And he might be running into TSK here on his left flank. And wait a minute. No. He sees him on his left. He might actually go for the shot here. TSK doesn't even know. But the trigger discipline. He's waiting until he's completely still. He doesn't want to reveal himself that early. Maybe he just wants to wait, considering he's still in the zone. Or actually, no, he's on the edge of the zone. TSK is the one that's in the zone and is in cover right now. So this might have been a bad idea.
Ooh, and someone came in with the car. That is Jordan, and he's sharing some compound with another player. I feel like really, really close. But you know what? From that, how Ramus escaped from that was actually great. Not by him, but by the enemy, because he's got one of the best patience that I've seen so far. But that is not just patience for missing a kill. He knows that the new zone is about to pop. If he sprays, then if he doesn't have a car, then his position will be very easy to predict, and he can come in and someone will be looking at that direction already. So those things are actually severely lacking in the pro scene sometimes. So, sometimes the to shoot or not to shoot question is the hardest to answer. And that player said not to. And I completely respect that. As long as he can transition that into the time aggression later on, I think that was a very, very high IQ move that people don't understand, right? But I've been, basically shouting at players all the time in a semi-pro level when it comes to people not having a trigger discipline. Oh, the zone's about to shift and you open fire now. You don't have the vehicle because it's got torn down, and then the new circle happened. Then you realize you have to enter, but you've already been playing so loud and people now will gatekeep you. So these are the things that are coming through that might be a great indicator of the potential or talent of the player Sandstorm.
Oh yeah, trigger discipline can always play a huge role, but I'm going to be honest with you. I believe he should have taken the shot. Because when you're talking about these qualifiers, when you're talking about the fact that it's just 2 games, you need to try and take advantage of that. You need to try and take advantage of every single kill that you can get, just to make it easier for yourself to qualify for the finals, to play for those big prizes, to represent your country against the other countries in the region as well. That's always got to be something to motivate you. And yes, I believe trigger discipline is very, very important. It can differentiate between, I guess, an amazing player and a good player in those tournaments. Yes. But in that moment, when TSK was transitioning from behind the tree, running in the open, that was the window. Yeah. Where you wait until he's halfway between, let's say, point A, where he was, in point B, where he wants to go, the cover that he wants to get behind. You should have been able to get the kill. Now we're finally getting into some action. The last couple of players have revealed themselves, and we will be seeing Jordan over here. Might be going for the fight against Wally, or do we go with Wally for this one? Walidos? I'm not sure, or just Wall. He's kind of a Wall. He has level 3 everything.
Yeah, and he is standing by the wall, so that is something that you can't really. You can't really
predict those. You can't really call those. Yeah.
Right. But you know what? Wally sounds like a very nice name. I'm just gonna call him Wally because of that. Speaking of Wally, do you like finding Wally? That is great for this final zone. Because city finishes, you kind of need to do that.
Yeah, look, we don't have to. The other players do. The other players have to find them. Wait a minute. Wally might not even find himself in the zone. This could be a big problem. General gonna be running in the open. Jordan says, "Nah, I don't care about trigger discipline right now," and secures the kill. And Waleed actually just dies to the zone. Oh, that is so sad. Dying to the zone in these moments is one of the worst things to happen. But let's have a look. Tarzan, we are down to the last 3 members, the last 3 players. We got TSK, who survived due to trigger discipline from one of the other players. We got Jordan, who's trying to go for the push. He's trying to find another player, but he doesn't know that there's someone behind him. Jordan is completely focused on TSK. He's focused on Ramez right now. Will be peeking just through the window. Might be going for no, that is going to be a smoke. He will be smoking him out, but you got another player from behind him. Not able to get the kill. Ramez might have an opportunity to get out here and secure the 30 points and steal them away. Considering that Jordan is, it's pretty I guess he's preoccupied right now. The nade, not going to do much. Anything, actually. Ramez just, how does he miss the spray? He doesn't get the kill with the M4. What, were you scoping in with that 4 times at that range? How did that miss? And now it's going to be peeking again from Jordan. And he somehow gets the kill, but he's not out of the woods just yet. You got another player breathing down his throat right now. You got 98 coming in hot. Level 3 vest, and he has an Uzi.
Too much patience. That's the time to take it.
Jordan!
That won't be the case.
Jordan, he's done it! Oh, Jordan's done it! 2 close 1v1s. 2 close 1v1s. He comes out with the most kills. 5 kills. That's at least 150 points just from those kills alone. And when you add on top of that the points that he gets from the placements, that is an excellent start for Jordan in that game. You're talking about 400 placement points as well from that juicy chicken dinner. You're talking about 150 points from those kills as well. So 550, not the highest that we've gotten in a single game by any player. That was by Sporta last week, but still quite a good performance from Jordan. What a way to start off in your first game of the day. And now he's setting himself up to qualify in that first spot. If he doesn't take it too soon, if he doesn't, I guess, get eliminated at the very start of the second game, just play for those placements, get maybe 1 or 2 kills, and you should be perfectly safe. But considering that 2nd place, 3rd place, and 4th place didn't have a single kill, that gives him a little bit more comfort and a little bit more room to work with, I believe, in those qualifiers.
Yeah, a very good, comfortable lead. But you know what? Like, he's been playing aggressive. We talked about in casting pro play, I love to say, and even in coaching, I love saying this thing where you really need to find the fine line between playing aggressive and disrespectful. When you play disrespectful, you will get punished very easily, right? So that's the line. But a lot of good things there that I want to go back and break down. Guys, you have to rely on your, pictorial memory there. But he first deployed a smoke in the building, and it does 2 things for him. One, he can, maybe with that utility, force some movements to come out so that he can use audio cues. That's number 1. And he did that successfully. All right, we've got some time, as you guys can see on the top right, so I'm going to be slow in this one. Number 2, he can make sure that he can, in the 1v1, win based on his confidence in just audio cues. If it happened to be a 1v1 within the smoke, knowing there's certain maneuvers like switching to FPP to increase your transparency like in that particular scenario. Number 3, you can stop some third party from coming through when you're fighting someone within the building. And he was right? So then leads him to the 4th thing that he's done right, which is not about the smoke. Is a very quick zigzag that he made into the building, so the third party player is not there, like to really get that kill. 5th thing, use audio cue after that really close fight and to go into cover and reset. And that's also the mistake by the other player to say, if you know what, sometimes the third party timing is so key, and he didn't grab it. Jordan got the reset, and that was just, if he's gone in at the right time, Jordan would have won that game, because like the health discrepancy is a bit too huge for that 1v1. So let's go.
Oh yeah, and it wasn't just that. It was honestly, I think Jordan got a little bit lucky towards the very end. The fact that he had someone point blank in front of him hip fire, and it didn't work out. Like, Jordan wasn't taken down because, and also on top of that, you had the player that was on the outside. He didn't have perfect line of sight on him as well, but wasn't able to get the spray control, wasn't able to spray him down. So I believe that worked in Jordan's favor a little bit. But when he got in the house, and the smoke that he already threw gave him a little bit of extra cover to work with. But at the end of the day, very well played by Jordan in that first game. Was able to get a huge amount of points for the qualifier, and now we might be looking at a rematch later, or I guess having Jordan and Sporta reunited in the games if Jordan is to qualify for the finals. And that's definitely something I want to see, because you remember what happened in the last week. Those two guys were constantly fighting throughout the second game mostly, and I honestly, I just want to see more action. I just want to see more of these players clashing in the tournament. I want to see more of those players clashing against each other and seeing what the region has to offer, seeing what Korea has to offer in terms of individual PUBG Mobile talent and what they're going to be able to do and, I guess, show us in the SkillzVault tournament.
Yeah, it was great. I think Jordan has a lot of potential. I was trying to place myself into his shoes, and even back when I was a player, even at a decently high level, sometimes in the final moments you forgot about using your utilities, or you're so tunneled onto one thing that everything slowed down when you needed to be very decisive, right? So that was great by him, and I want to believe that his experience to, like from last week, experience to play on stage, as well as show himself and just the actual practice in to test the waters, would be one of the reasons why he's done well this game, and I want that to continue, honestly.
Oh yeah, of course. And here's the thing: after having a performance like that, after having a game like that, it is definitely going to motivate him to push himself more and more, and he's going to feel a little bit more comfortable. I guess, playing under the spotlight. This isn't his first qualifier either. Like we mentioned, it's the second time that we've seen him participate with us in the tournament. So he's gonna be getting used to it. But ladies and gentlemen, that has been the end of the first game of the day. Don't worry, we still have Miramar coming up in a few short moments, as you can see the timer up there. But we'll be going for a very short break, and we'll see you in a few short moments. So stick around.
Cryptocurrencies, it's like a virtual money. You can store it, you can spend it, transfer it, you can store it for short term or long term, like an investment. But overall speaking, it's like a virtual money. You can use it to buy things either online or offline. The only difference is that cryptocurrencies are quite new compared to fiat money.
He was waiting for the perfect moment. He had the opportunity. Now Jordan might be able to turn the favor in this 1v1. Close range, the M4 kill of the game. He might be able to get it right here, right now with the AK. Close range, high caliber bullets. We know what's going to happen. And he's not aware. Sporta goes down to half health, but he still gets the kill.
Bitcoin Vault, it's a cryptocurrency. It's like any other cryptocurrency there is on the market, except one difference. The difference is quite huge, because in Bitcoin Vault, we allow users to reverse a transaction. It means that if you make a mistake, if you send money to the wrong address, or you just simply change your mind, you can reverse the transaction. It's quite the opposite with other cryptocurrencies, where you send the money and it's sent. It's already gone from your wallet. In our case, you have 24 hours to make a decision, to change your decision, if you want to proceed with your transaction or you want to cancel it. Virtual cryptocurrency wallets allow users to store crypto, to store different kind of coins or tokens in like a virtual wallet. It's the same as your traditional wallet. You can have euro, dollars, Korean wons, whatever. In a crypto wallet, you have the same, but you store cryptocurrencies online or offline in your virtual wallet.
Jordan will dodge that SKS shot. It's going to be a skirmish. I think Jordan isn't going to back down from this.
Oh, Jordan. I mean, look, number 4 right now doesn't know that he's up against an AWM. And there's the headshot, baby. Happier it is because, you know, people are actually using those opportunities just like Sparta is using that one.
It is possible to change crypto into fiat money, into traditional money. It is possible through an exchange, a crypto exchange, which accepts both crypto assets and fiat money. Like, for example, you can change from Bitcoin Vault to Korean won or Japanese yen. It's possible. You just need to have an account on a crypto exchange.
And there won't be any grass for you to prone and reset, and that will be
And
him
there it
down.
is.
Sports are taking the 4th.
He's gonna get exposed. We got the spray coming out, but is Sporta actually gonna get taken down? He still hasn't taken a sliver of damage. He whips at them for an instant response. But number 5 going for the fight with the VSS. Oh, and he gets his tippy toes.
Mining of cryptocurrencies, it's a big topic. There are crypto that you can mine, or there are cryptos that you can stake to earn more crypto. So, for example, Bitcoin or Bitcoin Vault are cryptocurrencies that allows mining. So you can connect your device, like your computer, and your computational power can be used to mine cryptocurrencies. Right now, it's quite difficult to mine bigger cryptos, like Bitcoin, for example. You need a lot of computational power to be able to mine even one Bitcoin. With Bitcoin Vault, it's much easier. Bitcoin Vault is the only cryptocurrency on the market that allows reversible transactions. It is possible through a unique set of private and public keys. We use those to allow users to perform different kind of transactions. So, for example, if you are sending crypto from one address to another, you are using a combination of one of the 3 keys. If you change your mind in the process and you want to cancel and reverse this transaction, you are using a different private key. So our 3 key security structure is a concept of managing 3 private keys that are a common tool in crypto, where you can use different keys to perform different kind of transactions, and at the end you can either reverse it or speed it up.
He was waiting for the perfect moment. He had the opportunity. Now Jordan might be able to turn the favor. And this 1v1 close range, the M4 kill of the game. He might be able to get it right here, right now with the AK close range, high caliber bullets. We know what's going to happen. And he's not aware. Sporta goes down to half health, but he still gets the kill. He's still in the car. He's popped out. He doesn't know, for the love of God, take cover, and he doesn't have the time. Jordan with the M4, we can see clearly now,
What? Jordan will dodge that SKS shot. It's going to be a skirmish. I think Jordan isn't going to back down from this.
Oh, Jordan. I mean, look, number 4 right now doesn't know that he's up against an AWM. And there's the headshot, baby. Happier it is because, you know, people are actually using those opportunities just like Sparta is using that one.
And there won't be any grass for you to prone and reset, and that will be him down. Sporta taking the ball.
Sporta now gonna go for the car. He's gonna get exposed. We got the spray coming out, but is Sporta actually gonna get taken down? He still hasn't taken a sliver of damage. He whips out them 4 and instantly responds, and now he's gonna be going for the push. He's gonna try and go for the kill. He wants to go for the chicken dinner right here, right now. He's gonna peek. Oh, if you had the AWM. Imagine if you had the AWM, that would have been a very easy win. He peeks again. Good damage there. But number 5 going for the fight with the VSS. Oh, no. And he gets his tippy toes. Sporta getting that last kill of the game. He ends up coming out with 5 kills.
What an ending. What an ending. I personally cheered on Jordan, and he won, and he did it like a boss. Let's go to our castles. Let's talk about this game, the first game in the 3rd qualifiers. Can you hear me? Fantastic, perfect. I will switch to this camera. So, Professor Tarzan, I would like to hear an analysis of this last situation when we had 3 players on a map.
Yep. Oh, that was great. I kind of went into some detail already. You could see just different styles coming through, some important small plays, use of utilities. The timing of the aggression meant so much. So if, the other player who had the chance to third-party line up his shots, Jordan would be dead, or when he decided to not let him reset in the last skirmish, after the second last fight, I should say, then he would have won the game as well. So it's the small things, is in those split moments, and you know what? It's not just me. I mean, someone's really cool, just like right here as well. So I don't know what to say. Right, I'm in awe. How can my co-caster look so cool? That is not fair.
See, look, here's the thing. It's whenever there's a Miramar map. Okay, whenever there's a Miramar map on the day, I have to have the glasses. I only wish I can if we had like a Sandhawk map or something. I only wish casters get to show off their shorts, for example. We can't do that, right? But imagine wearing swimming trunks or stuff like that. It's like, hey, I'm ready for Sandhawk, or I'm ready for Miramar. Just adding a little bit of extra flair,
I mean, I'm ready for the jungle,
and last week,
look at my name.
Last week you have some lights behind your Sandstorm, and it was.
Yeah, it was a party.
I thought that you have a swimming pool in your room.
Okay, no. I'm not.
Because the reflections on the wall was like in the swimming pool.
I mean, look, I can try and set that. That's the thing. I'm gonna try and I guess give you guys a different background every week. So here's another reason for you guys to tune in to the stream every week. You get to see what I have in the background. Are there gonna be more weapons? Are there gonna be more toys, more plushies? Who knows? Join us and find out.
It's a shame that we don't have 3 games, because I'm pretty sure that you will take off your shirt and.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Okay, so Sandstorm, we've talked about professional players before. So can you tell if we had any professional here?
Honestly, I don't want to say professional, but I think you could maybe say at the start to maybe amateur players, let's say, right? Because this is what this tournament is basically providing. It's basically giving amateur players the opportunity to ascend, to go from, amateur to semi-pro, and then making the full-time run into being a professional player in esports, whether it's PUBG Mobile or any other game. So this would be the start. I've seen some good plays, especially like what Tarzan mentioned. The use of utilities is huge. Like a lot of professional players, amateurs use that, but then you have, I guess, the regular day-to-day players who don't really care. They're usually just going to be using nades, and that's it. You're not going to see any Molotovs. You're not going to see any smokes or stun grenades. Mainly, I guess, stun grenades. Those are the ones that you rarely see, like stun or flash grenades. Let's say those are the ones that you rarely see being used in tournaments. It's mostly smokes, so you can maneuver, nades for the kills, Molotovs to kind of either cut off, let's say, the entrance or the exit if someone's hiding in a shack. that can always be useful. But professional, I haven't seen that yet. I've seen sport art last week. Jordan is borderline getting to, let's say, semi-pro from what we're seeing in these games. Last week he had a hell of a performance on Miramar, but I guess his trip was cut short. I want to see what's going to happen in the second game for today. Is he going to be having a great performance on Miramar? Is there someone else that's going to be stepping up? Are we going to be seeing the same player come out with double chicken dinners like Sporta did last week? So many questions, and also I just want to know the answers. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited too. So you think there was not? And I was Googling
Not
the
yet.
nicknames, you know, because TSK Ramirez sounds professional for me. It is like almost SKT, come on, Korea, SK Telecom. It was very close, so I typed it down into Google, and you know what I found? There was only one result, and I saw a page called "How to Have a Good Dating Profile." So it is
Could you link me that afterwards, man? I'm single as a Pringle out here.
And
as well,
the result was that. When I look at those glasses, I think you've googled TSK Ramirez too. But
honestly,
okay,
no.
so
I just
back to-
looked up test tree clothing options because I'm like, man, your suits, your shirt. A little bit jealous. Not gonna lie, a little bit jealous.
Okay, I have many of this. If you come to Poland, or I will come to Ireland again because I was in Dublin, I will give you some. I will give you some. I promise. So, guys, a break is ready, but the last question for you, Tarzan, is there anyone you
Yes.
would like to highlight, and for what? We are talking about this Fergus game. Anyone?
It has to be Jordan.
Except Jordan,
Like
I think. It has. Okay.
It has to be. Like I have this thing where like amongst casters, well, I just go for something not really obvious, but you know what? I'm a scientific person. According to screen time, that's all I can work off. You know, some good sprays, good use of cover, good timing, respect, and have good prio on vehicles and use that to his advantage. Aggression and opportunistic player from early game towards the last moment. I have to pick him. So he would be my choice, and I hope he continues to be in game 2, because like God forbid sometimes it's so hard like to play consistently. Like we would say, people being inconsistently inconsistent would be some sort of memes that will come out soon when it comes to talking about teams and players. And Jordan got to defend himself, right? Well, we built up the storyline for him, and I think he's here to stay, right? Unless someone's really want to come in and dethrone him from game 1, which I want to see, because we want to see more competition, more players, more talents, and more possibilities.
Yeah, Jordan tried week before. This is, I think, also his week. But if not, I think we will meet him in the next Saturday. So thank you so much, guys. Now it's a time for a little break, and then we are going back to the casters and we are jumping straight into the game.
Price of cryptocurrencies are determined by the market, by the game between supply and demand. It's the same story with forex markets or stocks markets or commodities. If supply is bigger than demand, then price drops. If the demand is bigger than supply, price increases. Bitcoin Vault is very similar to the king of crypto, Bitcoin, but the main difference is that it is possible to reverse a transaction with our cryptocurrency. With Bitcoin Vault, if you make a mistake, if you change your mind, you can always reverse your transaction. You have 24 hours for that. It's a limited time opportunity.
Otherwise, I may just lose my spot, but that is going to be the high ground. We'll see everyone spot. Beautiful spray from number 8, and that's 16 gone, but that is 64 gone as well.
There are numerous ways you can use Bitcoin Vault. Like, for example, we have a partnership with Exino. It's e-commerce where you can use your Bitcoin Vault to buy, for example, gaming accessories. Or you can create an account with a free wallet where you can buy gift cards. Those gift cards you can use in both online and offline stores. Or if you want, you can buy BTCV and donate to the prize pool of SkillzVault.
Oh, no, not like this! Not like this! Of all the places that you go!
Against 11, and that is a little bit of a crazy fight. I think he's opened fire and he just needs to keep firing. Yes, because his position is known with...
But now he's going for his 7th kill of the game. Let's have a look if he's gonna be able to secure... Oh my god!
NFT stands for non-fungible token. It means that it's one token which is unique. It represents the uniqueness. There's only one. With SkillzVault project, we are launching a series of NFTs related to games, influencers, and competitors that will represent certain figures, certain personas, as well as the teams. So stay tuned for NFT series related to SkillzVault.
Otherwise, I may just lose my spot, but that is going to be the high ground. We'll see everyone spot. Beautiful spray from number 8, and that's 16 gone, but that is 64 gone as well.
Decided to take the car once more. Yeah, he's gonna try and rotate. He's gonna try and take a different position, but he knows exactly where the last player is. Takes a lot of damage, but then G3,
Beautiful.
Are you kidding me?
SkillzVault by Bitcoin Vault is the gaming talent show which connects esports former players, famous influencers with young people who want to become an esports star. SkillzVault by Bitcoin Vault is the project operated and created by ESC. Viral Agency is the main producer of this project.
Oh, no, not like this! Not like this! Of all the places that you go!
Against 11, and that is a little bit of a crazy fight. I think he's opened fire and he just needs to keep firing. Yes, because his position is known with that person peak. That will be very soon, and that will be YouTube eventually going down, and that is, wow, like just the player who got out of sliver of health. 11 comes into strike.
Perfect timing, and now Sporta just casually cruising around the zone in its entirety. Ooh, but now he's going for his 7th kill of the game. Let's have a look if he's gonna be able to secure. Oh my god! That, okay, I mean, we went from the Vector to now the MG3. Sporta is just not letting anyone else have any fun, is he?
Otherwise, I may just lose my spot, but that is going to be the high ground. We'll see everyone spot. Beautiful spray from number 8, and that's 16 gone, but that is 64 gone as well. That is a great position when you control this gas station. Those sight lines are amazing.
That they are. Come on, Sporta. Is he gonna be able to spray him down before he gets out of the car? No. But he might be able to actually get his feet. Just a couple more taps. Sporta is just constantly pushing. He wants to get the kill. The nade gives him a little bit of an advantage, and that will be the 8th kill. And we already got the last 2 players left. It is going to be Sporta versus number 8. I decided to take the car once more. Yeah, he's going to try and rotate. He's going to try and take a different position, but he knows exactly where that last player is. Takes a lot of damage, but then G3,
Beautiful.
are you kidding me? Oh, he just scopes it on him pretty easily. Gets that 9th kill, and he gets himself the chicken dinner. And we're back. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be jumping into the second game of the day very shortly. So make sure you let us know, who do you think is going to be coming out on top, not only in the second game, but also at the end of the third qualifier. And of course, I want to take this opportunity to remind you guys that we have one more qualifier before the finals. So if you don't manage to make it to the finals through today's games, make sure to give it another shot in next week's qualifiers. You can sign up on the SkillzVault website, skillzvault.gg, and then all the information will be present there. So, Tarzan, you talked about Jordan from the first game. You expect he might be coming out again on top in the second game, but I agree with you. You mentioned before that, you know, we want to see a little bit more competition between these players, and honestly, I want to see the same. But when it comes to Miramar, when it comes to, let's say, you know, 28, 25, 30 people participating in the games, I feel like it's going to be a little bit hard. And I don't think we're going to be seeing a lot of third parties up until maybe just the last couple of moments in the game. But nevertheless, I'm excited to see what kind of play style we're going to be seeing from Jordan, and if he can make up for the mistakes that we saw in the second week of qualifiers.
I feel like I want to just vote for him already. He start with these, you know, how should I say? You know, like, shouldn't say hot drop, but like, if my memory serves me correctly, it was around Saint Martin, which is a very tricky city to play around, and it's a typical place where you can get third party from the south side. Like, even if a vehicle come into that southern hill on that plateau, you just get punished so hard if you don't think about it, if you're not prepared for it. So, like, those are some very important things that I want to see from players, and if he is going to progress, then he better have all those preparation. You know, you get what I mean? So that is going to be, you know, tricky, and I want a little bit of a change as well. You know, like, to someone to root for. I know maybe they're not in the same spot, but the player number 10 was who caught our eyes as well. Like, good utility use, you know, forcing, you know, a player into the small room of a house with the first nade and the second one to finish, and he only got, you know, killed because he didn't have, you know, a good sense of using a vehicle, etc. As well as there's a fly on my mic. Sorry about that. That can't be so distracted, but you know what? Like, is that one moment? But then he also get a really good that reflex to spray down someone who was gatekeeping him. That was great demonstration of skill. So it's literally one thing to fix for now.
Honestly, I kind of wanted to touch on YouTube as well. I know that he held this position for a long time, tried to use that on general, but it didn't work out for him that well. But ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Game numero dos. Yes, that's game number 2. And we are going to be jumping into Miramar very, very shortly. And from what I'm seeing, the plane path, not going to be the worst. Looks like it is going to be a pretty solid path. We're going to be coming from all the way down south near the likes of Chumacera, Ladriera. Well, Chumacera is going to be towards the south side. We're going to be jumping over Monte Nuevo. You have Picado, San Martin. You have a lot of good areas for these players to drop. Let's have a look and see where they're going to be going and what kind of loot we're going to be talking about here. When I look at Walidos, for example, big fan of the El Pozo drop. Very close to the plane path. Very strong loot, and you know, you got quite a few vehicle spawns as well, so you should be able to rotate and maneuver yourself around the map pretty easily.
And great use of the I button. Those are just, I feel a bit weird talking about it. It's like, it's so basic right now, that you should expect people to do that, especially if you want to represent a region or have a chance to represent a region, I should say. Then these basics, you really need to get them down. And but agreed, much love to Alpazzo. I think is one of the best drops on the map to assess to have great access, to par positions. You've got enough vehicles, you can claim them without like high risk if you've done your homework. And around here, this is a bit different. This is junkyard right here, ladies and gentlemen, all on the outskirts. And you can see 50 to 07, definitely not a fan of those early actions, especially when he's a little bit late to the party and will just leave General X with his fellow enemy, I should say, to see who will get this one. It's down to a lot of luck, dropping alongside each other. You want those early vests, you want those early weapons, and sometimes you get everything and the other one get nothing, or the other way around. So we don't know. And Ramos, we talk about this, a dating profile, the testers say, and coming with the big gun that can be on your face, that could be very lethal early on if they can hit his shots.
Well, let's see if Ramos will be able to do that. We've seen him close in the last game, but didn't work out for him in terms of, I guess, spray control. Let's see what's going to happen this time around with him going up against General. General will have that extra cover. Ramos is the one that's going to be poking out here. He's the one that's in the open. He's the one that's kind of exposed, but General's still hiding. Does he know what's going on? General with the peek gives him a nice little drop shot, and then TSK Ramos will be taken out. We'll be going down to 7 players already. 3 minutes into the game. Now 5207 gets to the junkyard. Finally will start looting up a little bit. Gets himself a level 2 backpack. Great start to, I guess, get a decent bit of loot here. Let's see what else he actually manages to find out. I mean, look, with a name like Junkyard, I'm not expecting you to find quite a lot of loot, but he does have an M16 with a UMP, so already a pretty good start. And you got a pan for that extra little cover. We all know that you get lucky maybe once or twice in a game. If you're running and someone's shooting you in the back, they hit the pan, give you that extra little bit of I guess luck. I guess the pan is just for luck, at this point. So that's always going to be helping out a little bit. And here we go, the man of today, Jordan, still the same spot,
and
number 100. Yeah,
we talked
same
about
location.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you mentioned this was his drop location.
1 to the caster. I know he's going to love Saint Martin. Comes back. You know what? Problem is, if he does qualify, don't want to be too predictable, but we've seen something very nice as well. Look at how General X delivered that drop shot. Right, and those things needs practice. You can be prepared, from that third-person perspective, but the execution isn't so easy. You need to adjust your crosshair and all that stuff. If you've been playing the game long enough to see these, you understand what I mean. So I think that could be a good contender for the winner of this game as well, for Jordan, because we don't have a lot of players, but he can get every single kill, and then Jordan may not get the same amount. So that could be. Let's not forget that we made it to the end game. Okay, the General X, close to end game, I should say. So I don't know, man. Can he still win if he wins the game with a lot of kills, or is Jordan kind of set because he made it to he can make it to a decent phase of the game now that we've got 7 players? I don't know the math anymore. Man, I do have those perfect memory, but those math really, really matters, and it can be a life-changing difference right here. We talked about connecting with the influencers. We talked about screen time. We talk about making a name for yourself, or just a different way to start your career. General X showing who's boss really in that early game.
Exactly, and when I'm gonna be honest with you. When I got out of high school, when I got out of college, I was thinking, you know what? I'm never gonna use this X plus Y got over. I'm never gonna use that until I ran into, I guess, for example, I guess the formula that's used to decide MVPs. Then I realized, okay, maybe I should have paid a little bit more attention. And then you're looking at let's say the number of points that these players are getting per kill, per placement. And then we're like, okay, we might have actually needed to focus a little bit more on math in high school and in college. I didn't really expect that. That was kind of a little bit of a surprise. But I think we're good. I think we're good. We got 30 points per kill. It's 400 points as well for first place. So I like the fact that they're nice and round, easy numbers. There's no 0.5 or like 0.75. None of that. So it's pretty straightforward for us. I think we got lucky on that front. Let's have a look and focus on the 7 players that we have left in the game. Tarzan, number 15 at the moment. He's got a level 3 vest. No level 3 helmet just yet. Only a level 2. But I guess the only problem here would be if they were running into a lot of snipers. If they're running into a lot of, like, let's say, Car9, Moisen users, maybe an M24. Those headshots for a level 2 helmet will be able to kill you. So might try and go for a level 3 one here. Or just go for the drop. Whenever you hear the plane passing by, go for the drop. Yes. No one else is going to go there. No one else is going to go. And I'm kind of scared that, like, I'm telling this to people now, and next thing you know, the entire server decides to go for the drop.
You know what? Like, there's only one way to play this game right now, Sandstorm. Okay, I would assume these players kept themselves informed, not stream sniping, right? We've got some delay in there, but to just keep track of how the first game went. And then if they've been tracking the tournament as well, they know that Jordan may appear around St. Martin. And the way to really do this, after knowing that he won the first game, is to drive around and look for fights and then take them confidently. You've got nothing to lose. So you need to try your luck in that hyper-aggressive style to overtake when it comes to that points. You know, like after Jordan had a very decent game one. Otherwise, you are down to that one chance. It's still good. You've got a second chance. It's always great to have some. And but you don't want to wait till next week, the last chance, right? Like, and so I'm not sure whether they've done that. If they have, it's time to really speed up and start that game plan from this point.
We'll see what the game plan is for these guys. As I guess we do have to talk about the fact that, you know, the lower, I guess, the amount of players that are left in the game, the lower the chance of players who didn't succeed, who didn't gather a lot of points in the first game, the lower their chance is of qualifying to the finals and having another shot at, you know, playing for that big prize pool. So it's always better to just, you know, utilize the first game and then try to see what you can do with the second game. Try to capitalize on every opportunity, on every game that you're playing in. Let's have a look at the map real quick. The first zone, the players are pretty scattered, so I don't think we're going to be seeing any fights for a while. You got Walidos on his own in El Pozo, water treatment. Gonna have the presence of one player. We got the road connecting, I guess, San Martin to Montenuevo. You got a player on the road there. Jordan might run into him. He might run into Walidos as well. 5207 all on his lonesome and junkyard. And he's close to a drop as well. So we could be seeing maybe a Groza, maybe an AUG, or even an MK. Honestly, an MK14 would be your best bet if you're not, I guess, if you don't find an AWM, and I highly doubt you're going to find an AWM in like one of the first drops of the game. If you do, Jesus, you're lucky.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, Mark 14 is actually one of my favorite guns. I think some people underestimate them, and are just in close quarters. They are just so strong. Like, the fact that you can turn it into auto mode is just insane, right? But you know what's also insane? Like, Jordan being the most aggressive person around. Yeah, he might be looking for those drops, but I think he's just cruising through. Where did he start? He started in Hacienda del Patron. Like, coming through San Martin, went all the way to Montenuevo to have a spin, you know, and then grab the next car and keep, you know, moving to looking for these fights. And I like it. Like, he doesn't need a lot.
Oh, no.
He doesn't need to win this game. Ooh. But he does need good driving skills and a little bit of mercy from the side, and he will cruise through. A little bit disrespectful there, but I think he just believes. He's got faith. He's got skill. And he's calm.
I'm honestly surprised. I'm genuinely surprised. And look, he actually took a couple of headshots as well from number 15 with that AK. So the fact that he had a level 3 helmet definitely made a little bit of a difference, I believe, in that fight. But now he's zealed up, he's stemmed up, and he's ready to go for the fight. He has a Mini 14, and I believe, is that an M4? So yeah, he will be able to go for that close range fight. Let's see if he decides to take the fight to number 15 here, or will he actually get spotted out? Because it is going to be a level 3 vest as well. So tiny advantage for number 15 at the moment. Let's see if Jordan will be taking the fight to him in the first place, or are they both just going to be having a good old-fashioned staring contest?
You know what? Like, I think Jordan's really, he's done the math. He's probably better than both of us. He knows that we don't have a high number of players in this lobby. He'll bet on people not being so aggressive, and he'll drive around and try to say, hey, you know what? I think I can at least survive this, and that will grant me the info of someone being close by, and that's how I can get maybe just 1 or 2 kills, and those should be enough for me to qualify. And if I'm with him, that's probably why I've done it the way that he has. And you know, right now, car number 2, he's just got so many cars. He's a rich man.
I mean, does he have a portable garage, or what's going on? But honestly, I'm kind of surprised that he went for the other car and decided to just drive away. I was kind of looking forward to him taking the fight, and that's exactly what he's gonna do. Jordan surprises number 15, parks the car a little bit far away, takes cover, uses the terrain to his advantage. Beautiful start for him as well. Another juicy 30 points. That's exactly what he want to see. But I believe Walidos might have actually been in the vicinity. He might have actually heard, but might be just 2 planes passing in the night. No, it's not. He heard him. Oh, wait. He's back in the car again. Check the minimap. He's going to be driving away. Jordan is shooting, and Walidos might be making a turn here, but just making a turn to get into the zone. Will he be watching out for a player or not?
You know what? Jordan is taunting, man. Like he heard that. He shot 1 bullet and said, "Fight me, bro." And Malita says just like, "No, thank you."
That's it. He's taunting him. Yeah, he's taunting him. He wants to start the fight. He wants to get something going in this game because he knows the more points that he has, the more kills he secures, the higher the chance of him qualifying to the finals. And again, playing for that big prize pool. Now we're seeing Walidos will be able to hear Jordan coming in close, but Jordan might be getting a little bit too close for comfort here. He's just going to be walking up to Walidos here, looking at the wrong... No. He's looking at the wrong direction. And Walidos making sure not to make any sort of noise here, Tarzan.
That's the right thing to do. I think Jordan has a decent game sense to track that down. And Walidos definitely is somewhat, reacting the way that Jordan wants him to. That 1 bullet has caused him to stay around this area. And that car to be parked around there, this is a little bit insane. I think Jordan might be the mastermind here. He keeps doing these things, small rotations, driving somewhere, then going on foot to catch enemies in a different angle. And you know what? I love that.
Oh yeah, playing the very patient game here. But maybe Jordan is thinking about a flank here from the right side. He is just repositioning. Walidos now is kind of lost. He's looking the where did he go? Where did he disappear to? What's happening? Even he's confused at this point.
Should I steal his car? Is this GTA?
Exactly.
What's going on?
I don't know. Do you steal the car? The second he gets in, he's giving Jordan the opportunity. Let's have a look. Jordan just going for a very long flank. And oh, baby, will Walidos be able to actually run away here? A couple of shots, and Jordan misses the opportunity. He should have gone up to the high ground, gotten a better point of view, gotten a better perspective, and then gone for those shots. Oh, that was so close. And now Walidos will have an opportunity to get some cover, but the spray is still there, and Jordan secures the second kill of the game. And now we're down to 5 players, 50 minutes into this game, Tarzan.
Man, Walidos is lost. Someone give that man a pair of glasses. He needs a map of Miramar. That is also Jordan confusing him so much. You know what? I feel like Jordan has pretended to be the third party. Does that sound good? I feel like that could be the case.
Oh,
He
yeah.
got his car there, went for a really wide rotation, like you mentioned. The only thing to thought it was not to strike when he's got a little bit more of a high ground and elevation, right? That would give him a little bit more angle when Walido is trying to run back down the hill on that side. But I think Walido is not that dumb. I feel like he's not using that sort of cover because he's so scared that he'd be open to 2 sides, and the most close cover that he can get would be that tree. And I respect that, but Jordan finishing what he started was a treat to the eye for sure.
Treat indeed. And we saw 5207 a couple seconds ago, just picking himself up a nice juicy AUG. So do you go with AUG? Do you go with AUG? Because I know a couple of names, but might not matter because 5207 coming under fire. And we might be seeing a clip, a trailer, a teaser from Fast and Furious 10 or 11 actually. If 527 is gonna get chased down here. I mean, look, I wouldn't even be surprised. They went under. Wait, they actually haven't gone underwater or in space yet in those movies, so I'm waiting to see which one, which iteration. That's the thing. They will. It actually will, and I'm waiting.
It's interesting, right? Like we can get to talk about Tesla now that we cast this game, since they're an official partner of the game now. And we talk about these, companies and the competitors. We're talking about space travels, and is happening, guys. Like, and I think we're living in a very interesting part of life where a lot of people are still trying to tell you what to do based on how. Yes, based on history, but history can repeat itself. That's for sure. But there's certain things that won't happen in the way that you think it would. The things that would repeat would be how maybe humans behave, and things like that, right? How they react to certain things. But what we can't predict is, sometimes exactly how the future is going to look like. But you can have some decent prediction, and who knows? Who knows how this game is going to look like? I'm waiting for RP season 120 and seeing how my life would look like then, like how the casting scene is going to be like. Will there be change of the map themselves, change in weapons, new patches, all these things are on the table, and it can be scary. It's also extremely exciting.
This kind of gives me a good idea, and I have a question in mind here. So obviously you saw, for example, for PUBG Steam, you have a new map that was released. I think Tagon or Tago, that's the name. And my question is, how long until we see that come into PUBG Mobile? So, because right now we know that whenever there's like a tournament going on, and let's say it's 4 maps. Right now, Vikendi is really in circulation, so you usually see like Erangel, Miramar, or Erangel, Sandhawk, Miramar, Erangel. There's always 2 Erangels. So with Tago being a new, I guess 8x8 map, do you think it's a possibility where we might see that replace the second Erangel in tournaments? I feel like that would be quite amazing to have, and a little bit of extra change, and I feel like it would bring a whole new, I guess, competitive level to tournaments, because you have a whole new map, new different rotations, new styles, new drop locations, new everything that all these teams and players would have to, I guess, get invested in. I think maybe we might see it next, if not next year, maybe the year after that in the competitive scene. But regardless, I'm excited because PUBG Mobile is growing so much at this time.
Staying huge. Yeah, it's good. Like, I think this is a fair point, because a lot of saturation.
Jordan's done it again. He's just killing everyone in the lobby. He's destroying everyone in the game. He's gotten the 3rd kill of the match, and that means 100 and wait, not even. Okay, see, math failed me there. It's actually 90 points. Okay, first of all, no one clipped that. We're not going to talk about it. Very well played, though.
Hey, but dude,
you're my co-captain. You're supposed to be on my side, Tarzan. But honestly, I wouldn't be on my side right now. Jordan has an AWM. I'm on his side right now. Oof.
Yes. Back to his comfort, right? Like he's got no fear, and he almost got himself. You know what? Like, to be fair, like last week, he went for that drop and almost got himself killed. So I'm just going to say that he is a player who will be, ever aggressive. And it's great to see that. And it will also be great to see him grow. Like, if we have next weeks to come and then he may get punished for that, I don't know. But so far, he's been playing so well, and confidence is so key, right? Guys, I'm going to talk about this here. It's not about your friends who kill 8 bots in the climbing to ace that makes him, that that thinks he's good. It's not that. Confidence is completely different if you want to go all the way up, when you know there are people who are better than you in certain aspects, but you still know that you are decent at this game. And it's not just mechanics, is, you know, mental fortitude, is, you know, all the psychology, like, that gives you a mental edge, as well as your game sense. Like, all those things are so key. So mechanics is just a very, very small slice. You know what, I had a thought about, you know, making play assessment the other day. It could be a clip, it could be something. So find us on our socials, and we can really show you some stuff, and hopefully that can help you grow as a player if that's your journey. As Jordan here showing us some very important parts of this game is to vault up. You didn't have to do that. Use the thing on your right side, friend, and that is only you just. How do you even call that? Is that an electric meter? Maybe, you know, like, I don't know what that thing is, but getting onto the roof, extremely important maneuver to get that extra elevation in this game.
Oh, he will be able to get on the roof with that one.
Ninja.
But yeah, I was just gonna say, I was thinking, like, that's not really Spider-Man-esque. It's something else. Yeah, ninja works a little bit more, but I think a ninja would, like, jump from one roof to another. I don't think, you know, he'd jump from, like, one roof and then hang on a ledge and then climb. I think ninjas are a little bit more, let's say, flexible,
agile.
Thank you. They're a little bit more agile than that. But, you know, I guess we'll keep you guys updated, and we'll find out. Are we going to be seeing more Spider-Man, more ninjas, more? I don't know. What are we going to see?
We're going to see Jordan maybe repeating what he does, and you know what? Just hit us with some of those shots. Like, not me. I'm sorry, but, like, show us.
Don't point. Please don't point the guns at us. Please don't.
Please help. I'm sorry for whatever we said, but AWM, yeah, show us your skills, because we saw that in the highlights during the commercial break, guys. You could see, like, that's not a shot that you see every time, how he got that AWM headshot on a moving target last time. Like, he can up that game. He can do it in a moving vehicle, not just a moving running player, or in a flying vehicle, which is completely possible. In a bike, right? That's something I want to see. Some of these times we'll see those wee moments from those car tricks, right? That's one of my favorite things of this game, man. It's those, you know, BMX action.
I mean, when I look at those tricks, I kind of, especially like in a map like Miramar, because you actually have a couple of ramps around the map, so people can actually, you know, just enjoy themselves. But might be looking at that later. Number 16 is just hiding in a shack,
meditating.
Just, you know.
Meditation.
Yeah, chilling.
Whistling just a little bit as well, probably.
Yeah.
He might be getting the door, to be fair. Or Mom could be playing. I don't have enough people in this room. Okay,
no,
let's not.
No. Parents walked in and told them to pause the game. That's what happened.
Yes. But we all
can't
know
pause an online game, Mom.
We yeah, exactly. Can't pause an online game. What do you mean? You know what? Like, let's add some spice to it. Like, this circle can change things so much, because we talk about water treatment and how it can really dissect the map, and moving from one spot to the next, like this one, can be extremely tricky. So I want to see some more aggression, but you know what? General X is finally in town, and I hope he's okay on resources, because he is tanking phase 5 circle, and that is a little bit painful, so that is important. And Jordan here will just do a little bit of that sweep strategy, and I love to see it. I mention all the time, like, sweeping is one of the most important skills in PUBG in any, you know, mode. Like, you want to make sure that certain areas clearing, sweeping, and then you make sure you have a decent control. Jordan will be found, though, and finding out of meditation mode, or after, you know, sending Mom away, that will be a way to come in. But let's not do that while staying still. Jordan with the headshot. That is a beautiful shot to the dome with the highest damage in the single bullet in the entire game in his history, and that's how he got his 4th kill. I think he's going to the finals at this point, Sandstorm.
I think it's pretty much guaranteed. The fact that there's only 2 players left, and now Jordan is spotted, but I don't think General can actually do it. Not with a 2x scope, and most definitely not with an M7 at a 2x scope. Not at this distance anyways. Well, let's see if Jordan will be able to close it out just like Sporta did in the second week. Will we be seeing a double chicken dinner once again in the games today?
You know what? 2 times on a barrel, M762, is a bit of a challenge. But you know what? If you have this perfect gyroscope, perfect sensitivity, all that stuff, be my guest. Show us these long range spray, and that's one of the things as well when we talk about pro play and being an advocate of that. You just need to be able to strike when you're given any tools. Like sometimes, we've got these issues with players feeling like, oh, I can't fight. I didn't have an M4. I didn't have this. I didn't have that. I didn't have loot. It's about making most out of the situation, knowing how much you have and what type of fights you can take, and then you position yourself accordingly. And the General X will need to have a really good, read on the map, because he doesn't really have the Nyx cover to play off. Not easy. You need to slowly move back down using that ridge line in that little bit of a valley there to maneuver himself in, but he'll run out of that cover, progressing towards water treatment. And that's why Jordan here is in one of the best spots. It's actually one of my favorite spots, even in coaching, on that eastern lip of water treatment, extremely strong with that elevation, with spots to park your car as well, and Jordan could really use that. But right now he's got some rotation to make, and right now General X will have a little bit of that advantage in there. But there, from this high ground, you've got ridge after ridge, you've got small mountain tops after small mountain top, cover after cover, and we'll maybe be able to see Jordan with kill after kill.
Jordan, the name on both our lips right now, as he is on the cusp of getting that third qualification spot, since this is the third week, the third qualifier. And of course, gentle reminder, everyone, don't forget that we do have one more qualifier next week, next Saturday, before we jump into these finals. So look, Jordan with the AWM and the M4. AWM on the high ground that he has control over just for now. Will definitely be able to give him quite an advantage, and he might be able to actually just take out the last two players here. Bring out that AWM. Come on. Ooh, he's going to try and go for the shot. I guess the headshot doesn't really land. He's going to try and go for the spray down here with the M4. Just needs a couple more shots. Switches again to the sniper. Will he be able to actually secure the kill? Oh, yes, he does. Beautifully played by Jordan, going for those 5 kills, and now he's 1 kill away. In general, I'm pretty sure the fate of this game is quite sealed. The fate of these qualifiers is quite sealed at the moment. Regardless of what happens in this fight, it is just a battle for Jordan to get that double chicken dinner, to send a message to Sporta that he is not the only one that is capable of coming out on top in both games of these qualifiers. And now he has an opportunity to cement himself as the champion of the third week. Let's see if Jordan is able to do that just slowly.
It was really pleasure to watch. And let's explain some very small things, guys. Like, you do not jump against, how should I say, you do not jump against a bolt action sniper. You just keep moving, keep being unpredictable.
No, you just don't jump in front of an AWM, bro. It's not it's not just any bolt action sniper. This is the AWM. This will destroy you no matter what armor you're wearing. What is? Oh, wait a minute.
He wants a pan fight. Jordan wants a pan fight. He's already won this, and he wants this in style. You know what? I respect that. Okay. Let's go.
Okay,
guys.
Okay, all right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Gentlemen's agreement. Okay. Let's go.
I don't think it's a pan fight. I think it's just a fit. Oh, no, he doesn't have a pan. General doesn't have a pan. He's squatting. See, he doesn't have one. It might actually have to be a boxing fight, but General, I think he actually just accepts his defeat. He accepts his demise. Let's have a look. Okay, look, it might actually be a pan fight, but since there's no pan on General's side, it might just be an execution style end to the third qualifier. That's the thing. He's literally turning around and showing him, like, look, I have no pan. And that is going to be a headshot for Jordan. Yeah, it's just going to be the end. I love the fact that, General just knew what was going on. He knew the result of that game. He knew that Jordan was going to be coming out on top regardless. Jordan will be getting the second chicken dinner of the third qualifier, and he cements himself as the champion of today's games. And we will be seeing him in the finals. And honestly, I'm very excited to see what him and Sporta are going to be able to offer us in the finals, because it is going to be quite a spicy tournament, if I'm being honest.
I think is a spicy rematch. And to be fair, that first qualifier, like from my memory of it, we've got some very decent players as well. So like I want to see them come back. And to be fair, like the week 1 winner, whose name I still can't pronounce, I'm so sorry, but very similar level when it comes to game sense, rotations, when to stop a car, and all that stuff. So South Korea can be very, very strong. We haven't seen the other regions yet, but like so far we are impressed. You know what else? Who else should be impressed? That should be Testry. Let's bring him back onto the desk because you know what? We've got something to talk about after that game. There's unusual ending as well. How do you think? Like, what do you think? I should say, like from that type of a game.
It was weird. It was weird. I was hoping, to see a fight till the end, but the one of the guys, waved his white flag. I do not understand it. Maybe you will explain to me that fact.
Yes.
Maybe, of course, in the casual games when you are playing, you are playing with friends. You can troll, but it was the most important match of today. It was 1v1 situation. In that situation, in that case, everything can happen, and one guy just said, "No, I'm pass." Why?
You know what? Like let me explain. There's a little bit of culture in PUBG. When you're down to a 1v1, someone could really kind of jump around and say, "You know what? We are going to fight this out, but not in the usual gun way. We will be down to melee weapons. It will be a pan fight." So you see that actually a lot, even across content creation and whatnot, is a boxing match if they don't have a pan. So that is can be seen as a special and spicy way to win the game instead of, it's more 50-50 rather than saying, hey, I've got this gear, I've got this gun or whatnot. So in SkillzVault, I'm not sure whether that is the play to make. You may want to just play at your best ability, but when you play for qualification and know that Jordan's been smashing through the lobby, it could be adding some sort of spice, to entertainment value. I've actually done that as well in the scrim, and I've won. I didn't even get a single kill before that, but I survived towards the end, and the only kill I got was from a pan kill. So what can you say? So that is just kind of how the game works, man.
All right. It was weird. I thought they would be fighting like till the end, but it was. I think we will remember that. Also, I think in the Korean culture, it is like knee before your opponent and say, "Oh man, you are better than me. Go fight, get some points, and maybe I will play in the next week and I will make some good results too. Maybe that's that's what is in this player's head." But guys, talking about statistics, Michael Jordan personal record is 69 points, but our Jordan have more. How many? Did you know something? How many?
Quick Mats again?
Wait, he had 184. Okay, so you had 580 from the second game?
580.
And
580.
580,
Yes.
580 from the second game, 550 from the first game. So you're talking about 1,130. Quick maths! Someone tell me I'm right.
Yes.
Please.
Yes.
Someone tell me I'm right. Okay, let's go. We take those. Wait, do I get a cookie? Do I get a prize? Do I get a lollipop? No? Damn it. I feel baited now.
Even if it's not right, you were so confident saying this that I think that we will change it to 1,050. Yeah, we'll change that. So, guys, for sure, I will remember this almost pan fight at the end. But what you will remember, Professor?
Ooh, a pan fight for sure. But I would also say Jordan's variety in the way that he fights. He's got a particular style, not just purely aggressive. He goes for these things that messes with your head. I'll park my car next to you, then I will run around. Like, okay, to be fair, he may not know that someone is there, but if he made the right prediction to say someone's there, that is the way to approach it to really screw with your head. Like, is that the same guy? He's got his car parked here, so I will stay on this other side of the hill instead. And then Jordan just ran. Like Forrest Gump, I find my own land, and then he strike from the other side. That was one of my favorite moments today. Like, I know it's a slower one, it's not the crazy hype ones, but you know what? It was a very special one.
It would have been the cherry on top if he landed the shots the first time instead of having to go a little bit wider with his flank. If you got like just 1, 2, 3 taps with the Mini 14, if you got that spray control done, it would have been perfect. But no, I definitely agree with you. That was a very nice moment from him. But I do have to say, for me, one of the memorable moments was in the first game when it was that we were down to the last 3 members and Jordan somehow 2 times in a row, he is able to come out on top in those 1v1s, in those close range fights. Like, it's nice to see someone, I guess, have that edge when it comes to close quarters. And now I want to see how that's going to be like when he goes up against stronger and stronger players as we progress further and further into the tournament.
Yeah, I am sure that we will remember every single ending of the first and of the second game. It was special. It was different, but it was special. And Jordan was here, and Jordan is going straight to the final. So, guys, Sandstorm better than Jordan or no?
Are we
of course. Instead of when we are talking about casting, I'm sure. When we are talking about playing, we can say.
Sure.
I meant not Sandstorm. I meant Sporta. Sporta versus.
No, okay, honestly, Sporta. I would still give it to Sporta just because he was a lot more aggressive. In his for example, just like the example Tarzan used, you had a play where Jordan was going for that very long flank, whereas Sporta does not care. He's just going to roll up front door, shoot you in the head, and then move on to the next one. And that's what he did in his games. He was a lot more confident. He was a lot more aggressive. So I'm still going to give him the slight edge, but I still want to see the rematch, though. I want to see the rematch between Jordan and Sporta still.
And we will see this in the finals. Thank you so much, guys, for today, and see you next week. Thank you. Thank you. It was Professor Tarzan, and it was Sandstorm, not Sporta. Sandstorm, not Sporta. So, guys, each qualification has his own star. Last time it was Sporta. Now today it is Jordan, and I'm thinking that maybe the next star is you, so don't miss next qualification. We are playing in next Saturday. Last chance to play with us from Korean region. You cannot miss it. www.skillzvault.gg. You can sign up there. Do it now. Remember to check in. Remember to play with us. Maybe you are the next Sporta. Maybe you are the next Jordan. Thank you so much for today. See you next Saturday. See you. Bye-bye. Time to say goodbye. Hello.
A huge amount of time spent on developing a new security standard in crypto has paid off. In November 2020, the Bitcoin Vault 3-key security solution was launched on mainnet. Therefore, Bitcoin Vault has delivered on its promise to become a cryptocurrency allowing reversible transactions. It is time to move forward. In the coming years, the team behind Bitcoin Vault will focus on 6 work streams. Number 1. Development. Our main goal here will be to become a part of a decentralized application ecosystem revolving around Ethereum 2.0. That's why we want to create a wrapped version of Bitcoin Vault by the end of 2021. Number 2. Security. We have our own team of blockchain security experts who audit the code on a regular basis. It's better to be safe than sorry. That's why we stay ahead of dangers and potential loopholes or bugs in the system. We will work with external partners to apply any fixes necessary, perform penetration tests, and at some point work with community and white hats on blockchain security. Number 3. User experience. Bitcoin Vault apps will continue to improve. In the coming years, we will focus on collecting user feedback and applying it to redesign our products to make them user-friendly, convenient, and fresh. Number 4. Products. Along with IT development, we are strongly focusing on market adoption with new products in the pipeline. In 2021, we want to launch staking products with our partner support and connect the Bitcoin Vault ecosystem to fiat currencies. Number 5. Marketing. Awareness. This will be our marketing and communication focus for the next few years. Despite years of rapid development, only a small percentage of people around the world use crypto. It's time for a change. And last but not least, number 6. Quantum computing. The final workstream is more long-term. We are looking at quantum computing concepts with a lot of expectations. What would that mean for blockchain and distributed ledger technology? We will partner with public institutions and private businesses to find a new role for blockchain projects supporting emerging technologies. We cannot predict the future, but we can shape it. Join us. Find out more by visiting our website at btcv.com. Hello BTCV enthusiasts! In this video you will find instructions on how to set up Gold Wallet on your mobile device, as well as how to create a 3-key Vault wallet. Before we start, you need to download and install Gold Wallet app. You can get it on Play Store for Android devices and on App Store for iOS devices. You will also need a second device. It can be another phone, tablet, or a computer. How to set up Gold Wallet. To start the onboarding process, open the Gold Wallet app and follow the instructions in this video. Set up a 4-digit PIN you will use to log in. Now re-enter the PIN to confirm it. Create a strong transaction password that you will use to confirm all transactions and tap Save. Now re-enter the password to confirm it and tap Save. You're all set. Tap Go to Dashboard to start using the Gold Wallet. How to create a 3-key Vault wallet. Tap Wallets in the menu at the bottom of the screen. Tap the plus icon on the top right corner of the screen. Choose a name for your wallet. Select a 3-key Vault wallet from the list. Tap Add New Wallet. Now you need to generate and add your fast transaction key. Go to keygenerator.bitcoinvault.global on a separate device. When you're ready, tap Scan on the Gold Wallet mobile app. On the Key Generator website, you will see a PDF document which contains your public key and private key. Use your mobile device to scan the public key QR code. Next, click Export as PDF and save this document as a cancel transaction key. Now click Generate New Key to generate cancel transaction key and stay on the website. Tap Scan on the Gold Wallet mobile app. Use your mobile device to scan the public key QR code. Next, click Export as PDF and save this document as a fast transaction key. Wait for your wallet to be ready. It might take a while, so be patient. Now you will see a 12-word seed phrase. Write it down in the same order as it appears on the screen and store it in a safe place. Then tap OK, I wrote this down to go back to the main screen. Your wallet is now ready to use. Thank you for watching.